Good days and pleasant nights. This is Due Diligence here, and today I'm going to be talking about being ungrateful. What do you think of when you hear of ungratefulness? Is it some snobby brat? Somebody who is old and all alone? Or a reminder that you yourself have time to time just not been there when you needed to for somebody else? Well, whatever the case, do realize that we, for the most part, do have some silent form of ungratefulness. What I'm trying to get at isn't that we're all terrible people, is that we sometimes commoditize awesome things that are in our lives and just mull over them as if they're nothing. This is very typical just because we get used to a standard, and once that new luxurious object, procedure, way of living is in your life, we just take it for granted, and it's worth the case to go against that. To do that, try and reflect over what's going on in your life in those quiet times that you're all alone. Not necessarily all the horrific, mortifying, that's another conversation. What I'm getting at is, what have you got, genuinely? What relationships do you have, are a part of? What food do you get to eat, if you get to eat at all? That's another matter. What house are you in? What type of living conditions are you having? These are all things in which, whatever the case, they are yours. These are experiences in which you take with you as a person. Physical objects, well, they're to your name and you own them, but when it comes down to it, they rust, they wear down. Going to earlier, they eventually become old and you don't even want them. But these experiences culminate into you. They're a big part of you, and it's worth noting and respecting what is going for you and with you along the way. And in doing this, you will gradually grow a more profound sense of gratefulness. It will have removed that forgotten ungratefulness until now mentioned, and will make a more solid personality out of you. And bear in mind that this open commoditizing of lifestyles, of objects, of ownership is common to the point where anybody who is excessively so barely stands out. It is almost expected to be the case that after a while you just take it for granted, such a lifestyle, and move on to something new. And it's especially prominent if you have financial security and it's feasible. If it's a horrendous situation, which it's life or death, then you wouldn't even be caring about this matter. You'd be caring about when's the next dinner, where am I gonna sleep at. That's what you'd be caring about. But this is a problem that arises once you hit that point of, I'm able to live. And do realize that it's something that as an individual you have to deal with. As a society, kind of debatable how it will go down. But as people, we're able to restore ourselves with this self-reflection. And it is the case that you can go to young children and express this, well, in a lot more simpler example, as well as go to adults and explain this. For whatever point in life we're in, we need to be reminded, hey, you have a life, you have this going for you. It's a lot better than you might realize. Don't just take it for granted. You aren't alone in all of this. Well, that's my opinion, but also my means to self-reflect. So, do remember that in those moments in which you're all alone and to yourself, to reflect upon what it is we're giving thanks to in your life and what is genuinely working out with you. It's the case that we often forget about that and go with this type of silent ungratefulness. Well, I seriously hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that button down below to either like or subscribe. And I seriously hope that you follow along in upcoming episodes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.